Hey there guys, what is going on? It's Gail right here, back on the channel again for another Genshin Impact video. Today I'm going to be going over the Genshin 2.1 update live stream. Of course, for those of you who haven't watched it or have watched it, want to hear my thoughts on it. I will say, of course, the English version of the live stream got delayed by like an hour, so unfortunately I was also delayed on this video as a result of it because my chat wanted to watch the EN version and not the CN version. Which, by the way, if you want to check out my live streams, in the link in the description down below, I stream over on Twitch. And of course, follow me on Twitter. As you can see, I'm using my Twitter account to look at the JP version account or the JP account because they have all the details there very easily, and obviously having watched the live stream, I know what exactly each thing is. Of course, if you go on to enjoy this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below what are you most excited for in 2.1. But yeah, let's get right into Genshin 2.1's update live stream. So first and foremost, they showed us the PV for the upcoming update. A lot of spoilers here, so again, I would warn you guys to, stop watching if you don't want to get spoiled, but I mean, I already kind of, it's already happened, unfortunately, based on what the trailer is showing. So, obviously, we got a trailer of them showing off the new enemies, the new opponents, the new islands, obviously, our weekly bosses, and then, of course, some footage of course, Sarah, Raiden Shogun or Ball, and of course Kokomi. So overall, it was like a very, very hype trailer, super exciting. And then they obviously went back to the story purposes as well, showing what exactly is happening. Our first viewing of Scaramouche since the last update, or where he came in. I say the last update, 1.2 basically, or 1.1 even, obviously with the Mona event. And then of course a little bit of details regarding the Moonchase festival as well, which was kind of cool. Obviously we're going back to Liwei. You will see a Kei story, maybe Zhang Ling's storyline quest, and then Ning Wang obviously making a reappearance. So it was all good and well. Like, we got quite a lot of information about what we're exactly getting in this update, which was kind of exciting to say the least. And then of course we quickly went into the Moonchase event, a little bit more details as to what exactly we're getting. We're getting a fish claymore weapon here, which is going to be super fun to use, I must admit. This is the thing I'm most excited about, bro. This is such a good thing that they've added. It's a funny thing, but it works so well. So I'm really excited to use it on like my claymore characters like Noelle, potentially Eula as well here and there. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I'm hoping it's a good weapon. I'm really hoping it's a good weapon. We do get Primogems, a crown from here as well, so that's good. Obviously this is the rumored Moonchase event. This has been in the works for a very long time, if I recall correctly, because I remember hearing about this back in like March or something even. So I'm very curious to see how in-depth it is, what exactly is in there. I know there's little bit more details later on, which we'll come on to in just a second, but I'm hoping I want to see how the story is affected, how big is it, because a lot of people were starting to say it's not actually the main focus of this update. And of course you can see it's not the main focus of the update because of Inazuma's story and such, right? But I'm still curious to see how much is involved here. How long is the event going to go for? Is it a week-long event? Is it a 2-week-long event? Is it a whole half an update long event, 3 weeks? So we shall see. I'm very curious to finally get also Kei-Ching's storyline quest potentially from this. I really like Kei-Ching as a character, don't have her myself. Obviously I know her flaws being an Electro character. Unfortunately, Electro buffs win. But still, really looking forward to seeing what Kei-Ching is up to and how she will portray herself in the story. Next up, we have a login bonus, again similar to the one in 1.3. So my expectation was off by a mile there. I was really hoping they'd give us more than just 10 Intertwined Fate, but it is something nonetheless, which I'm excited for. Again, Mihoyo, you need to pump it up a bit, man. This anniversary, I'm not gonna lie, we'll come on to my thoughts on the anniversary update as a whole later on, but initially I'm just gonna say I'm not the biggest fan. I have some concerns. I have some big concerns here. They are resetting the bonuses as well, which I'm very, very happy about. I have been saying that they will reset the bonuses on anniversary for a very long time, and they are. If you haven't already spent your bonuses, they won't add up, so it's not gonna stack. They're not gonna get like 2 bonuses. You're gonna have to use up your bonus to avail the next bonus, so be on the lookout for that. If you want to get a bonus back, I would say spend now, and then you can save up your next bonus for whenever they reset next. At least they're giving us a warning, which is a great thumbs up. I think that's a good way to go about it. I know a lot of people will be wanting to invest immediately and spend their bonuses so that they can reset and they're not wasting a bonus, but I know some will want to obviously not spend anyways, which is completely fine as well. This this is sick. I must admit, I really liked this. This is a wallpaper that they showed off, of course, regarding the upcoming update, and it's so nice. I really, really like it. Looking forward to seeing, obviously, Yae Miko's unit whenever it comes out, whenever she gets her character, a playable character, that is, of course. I'm so excited about this, man. This is such good art. Very, very well done. And then, of course, we got some more details and small snippets. We got some voice lines as well regarding what's happening. The Shogun wasn't always like this. And then, of course, Scaramouche coming back, and he seems to have an involvement. We're going to be seeing Scaramouche's origin story as well, which I'm excited to see finally as to how exactly he is involved with this. Because I know a lot of people were saying, what if he's like the Raiden's brother or something, or some weird theories like that? And hey, if those are true, by all means, like, I'm interested to see how he gets involved in here. And then, of course, Raiden talking to Traveler about why he's come back, why does he want an audience with me, and it's gonna be very interesting to see the story. I'm a huge fan of the Genshin story. I'm a sucker for it, so always thumbs up from me. Let's look at this as well. So this is obviously Raiden Shogun's gameplay, and I must admit, I really like it. It's really, really good. It's really paced up, which I'm a huge fan of. I'm a sucker for speedy gameplay. Will I be perfect at it? Probably not, but it'll be fun to see how well I can get this going. Overall, like, her style is fantastic. Now it's time to see how her usability is going to come into play. Of course, I from the stream itself, we learned she has a lot of ER on her, and then on top of that, she's very much a supporting capability, which is kind of weird that they're making all these Archons like supports in a way, right? Venti with his obviously support, his amazing support capabilities, Zhongli with his invincibility slash elemental res shred that he has and stuff like that, or geo res shred I should say as well. And then of course Baal with her energy recharge support, and just overall just being a great support for say units like Eula and stuff, right? It's gonna be very interesting to see how they play, but I will say her style is like a 9 or 10 out of 10 easily. What a great unit, man. If I already wasn't a sucker already, I would have summoned immediately anyways because of just the style alone, man. At least one copy, but I'm gonna be trying to go for C2, which I'll be posting videos on that when we get there, of course. And then of course we get Jesus herself, or Fish Jesus as I like to call her, Kokomi, because she can walk on water, of course, as well when you use her elemental burst. Overall really good. Obviously we did learn in the stream, and I know this from before actually as well, that her crit rate could be negative basically, because she decreases her own crit rate by negative 100%. So from that alone, you can tell she's not going to be an offensive unit. She's going to be much more of a support. You're going to be using her as a healer, and that's where my problems begin. I just feel like she's basically a 5-star Barbara with the abilities of Jesus, being able to walk on water, and that's about it, which is disappointing to say the least. I was really hoping Kokomi could be something more, you know, somewhat of a hybrid healer slash attacker, and I'm not expecting her to be like a monster attacker, like, you know, 10k per hit or something like that, you know, on normal attacks especially, right? I was expecting like at least if she could be a semi decent attacker where, you know, you can keep her in without fear and keep attacking without, you know, fearing that you're not doing enough damage. That would have been perfect. I would have loved to see Kokomi be that. Alas, she isn't, and that's a big problem to me personally. So oh well, it is unfortunate, and it's kind of surprising they put it in the second half, where it's obviously the proper anniversary period, because Baal is the first banner. We'll come on, we'll probably see an image for it in just a second, but Baal and Sarah are the first banner, and then Kokomi is the second banner, and Kokomi is going to be starting around the time the anniversary period actually begins, because the anniversary date for Genshin is 28 September. So it's kind of weird that Kokomi is the one writing into the actual anniversary date. So a bit odd, but we'll see if they do anything to her in terms of a buff or anything of that sort in the weeks to come. And then of course we get Sarah, who's basically a sort of like she's basically kind of like Bennett, but more so focusing on obviously attack buffs plus ER. So what you can do is her elemental skill will create this small like area of effect where you have to be within in order to get an attack buff. It seems like she's going to be a bit finicky to use. Her burst also does the same thing as well, and she gets quite a lot of ER off of it as well. So I'm curious to see how that's going to work and how much more smoother it is or finicky it is compared to Bennett, because I feel genuinely, based on what I've seen, it might be a little bit finicky to use. But either way, I'm curious to see how Sarah's going to perform compared to Bennett, especially as a support attack buffer at the end of the day. I mean, it's gonna be. I hope it's fun because I really am. Considering I'm going for Raiden Shogun, Sarah is going to come along with her, unfortunately. So yeah, as you guys can see, Ball is the first banner, and then Kokomi, and Sarah is going to be coming with Ball. So I am very much curious to see how exactly it's going to play out for sure in terms of Sarah's constellations as well as just usage as well. Next up, of course, we have the weapons, and one is obviously going to be Baal's weapon, and then the other one's going to be Kokomi's catalyst weapon. So we know that Baal is a polearm, and then Kokomi's catalyst user. I'm definitely going to be going for the weapon for sure. We're going to be trying my best to see if I can get it. I'm thinking of going for Baal first, getting C0 Baal, then the weapon, and then going for C2 Baal and seeing if I can get her that way. Now, will I get her? Hopefully. No, I mean, I will get her. I think I have enough Primal Gems to get her. Same with the weapon. I'm more concerned about the C2 part. The C2 part is going to be much more interesting. And then we get the trailers for the islands, the new islands, Watatsumi and Serai Island. And oh my god, are they so beautiful. And it's great to see them. They look so gorgeous and fantastic that I'm very much excited to explore them and get 100% on them as well, just like I did for the other three islands. My only concern is, of course, from what we know, I'll come on to that later on. Actually, I'll come on to that later on as a point. But yeah, these islands look extremely gorgeous, and I'm very much ready to explore them. And yeah, it looks so good, especially Serai Island. Like, as much as I like Watatsumi's beauty and colors, Serai Island just seems so threatening. The dangerous aura around it, of course, the lightning engulfing clouds. It's gonna be insane to see what is happening there and how can we kind of like stop it potentially, solve it. Is it gonna happen? Of course, we also get a talking cat in Serai Island as well, so that's a plus point in that behalf as well if you like cats. It's gonna be great to have a kitty priestess as they called it in the English live stream. But yeah, obviously we also don't just have that, we have new bosses. So we have Batman himself, Electro Oceanid, which I'm praying isn't as slow and tedious as Oceanid itself. And then we obviously have Hydro Hypostasis as well later on, which is going to be Ganyu's fodder, quite literally. I was going to say another word there, but you guys know what I would have said there. But yeah, Hydro Hypostasis I'm not really stressed about. We'll come on to Senora in a second. But yeah, Hydro Hypostasis I think is going to be super easy to combat. And same with even Electro Oceanid, depending on the way it is and how much we can attack him. It seems like you can directly attack him, unlike Oceanid itself. Or the normal Oceanid, I should say, the normal Oceanid bosses, not the event Oceanids. So yeah, we should be fine, I think, in that regard. Senora, however, this was what I was super surprised by, because I was shocked about the enclosed space. Like, look at the space restriction that Senora has. It's such a small area compared to like Tartaglia, compared to Dvalin is also very restricted, but you have a lot of the platforms you can just circle around, right? And Azdaha is a massive area, but of course Azdaha does attack quite a lot. Andreas is also spacious as well, in my personal opinion. But Senora feels a lot more enclosed, which is going to be very interesting to combat. And also another thing to note, let me see if I can pause it here. Yeah. So you guys see these little pole things, or these like little capsules? I want to say that we're going to get engulfing cold and engulfing heat, basically. So, you know the Dragon Spine extreme cold we get? I think we're going to get that, but also extreme heat as well. So we're going to try and use these capsules to break and regenerate heat from it, or cool down from it. I think that's what's going to happen, which will be very interesting. I'll also ask, since we're gonna go jump into some of the other events in a second, I'm gonna talk about it here. So with Act 3 coming up, this is the final chapter that's coming up in the next arc. So this is it. That's the last of the Inazuma story. I know there's one more island, Surumi, I think it's called, that we're yet to go to. So I'm curious to see how that will get involved in future updates, and especially considering the story is ending. Is it gonna be like the epilogue, or is that where the prologue will take place for Sumeru, maybe? It's going to be very interesting to see how that works as well, that last island, in the upcoming update. But yeah, I'm very excited to see what happens with that last island as well, because we've explored 5 of the islands. Where is the 6th island that has been promised to us? Which is going to be very interesting. And speaking of new gameplay updates as well, we have fishing. Fishing is finally in the game. I'm very excited to get fishing. Of course, it uses bait and stuff, which is using materials you already have, like wheat and such. And I'm excited for it. It looks fun. It looks something casual. I don't know how much I'm gonna do it outside of the event. That's my only issue. But if it's here to stick around, it's here to stick around. I'm still excited for it. Hopefully they do get it involved in some future events as well, so that it just doesn't die out. You can place fish as well in your housing system or serenity pod, which is super cool. I do wonder how we're going to be able to differentiate between the fish you can have and not keep as well, or which fish you can put in the serenity pod and which you can't. um I assume there will be certain cues, like, oh, the fish is maybe much more energetic, or it has an aura around it or something of that sort. And of course there's multiple fishing rods as well, it seems like, that you can potentially get, which is cool, that have effects. Thumbs up on that. Primo gems, more. I like primo gems. We all love primo gems. There is also a new event called Hyakunin Iki. I think that's the name of the event, which is kind of cool from what I've heard. It's basically a relay based event where you take 6 teams of 2, or is it 8 teams of 2? I think it's 6 teams of 2. And that's 12 characters, and you get also some trial characters to choose from, so that in the event you don't have enough characters, you can take characters given to you by the game. And you basically go into this relay based event where you keep switching between teams again and again, because after a certain period of time you start taking you start dealing less damage, I should say. You still take the same amount of damage as you do, you start dealing less damage, like double digit damage instead. So it is something they want you to keep changing between, and obviously you get bonuses that you can apply to certain teams, certain buffs. So it's going to be a matter of like planning out the teams you want to take and stuff like that. I will be doing a guide on it on the channel as well, so don't stress on that. I'm very excited about it. More primo gems, thumbs up from me. That's as simple as that. Next up, we also have the Moonchase event, it seems like, which is effectively a treasure hunt system as well. It seems like this is where you get the claymore, and I'm super excited about this because you get primo gems as well from it. So it's going to be great ways to get free primo gems. There is also a treasure camp based event, so you go between treasure camps place to place, defeating enemies, and so on and so forth, and you get rewards for it. You can add buffs by offering certain food, it seems like, as well, which is super easy. And it seems to be placed in 3 areas basically. So it seems like it's going to be in Leeway, Mondstadt, and Dragonspine. I think the whole of Moonchase is going to be placed around those regions, which is good. Getting involvement from the older regions in some fashion is going to be always very nice. Obviously this is the Hyakunin event, they've showed it off here. But yeah, you can see you go into the next team here, press T, and you jump into the next team immediately, and that's how it works. It's super straightforward. Thankfully it's not too hard to understand, which is great in my personal opinion. Glad to see that. And then we have the expeditions coming back. Obviously this is more based around Spectres, the new mob that's available in the game. But I'm glad that expeditions are coming back. I feel like they should do this once every update anyways, because it's just so easy to get primo gems from it, and I don't think it's something people should scoff at. I think it's something people should keep doing every day they can, however long it goes. It's usually like a week-long event, I feel. But yeah, also along with that, they are dropping a live Genshin concert online, adhering to COVID rules. I like you, Genshin, for that. But yes, there is an online concert coming up, taking some inspiration from Arknights and some other games as well. Very excited to watch it. I'm definitely gonna do my best to watch it whenever it happens. And I would love for all of these to be skins. I'm not gonna lie, these look so good. Oh man, very good, and I'm very excited to see it actually being performed as well. And then of course, I think the last thing they said, of course, they were gonna drop the live music video for the Inazuma OST as well at some point. I think they said on the 21st of August at 1 a.m. on Saturdays, Japan time, 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. Sorry. But yeah, we also got Aloy's trailer. Now I've seen Aloy's leaked footage way back when. It was like a couple of weeks ago. I think it was like a month and a half ago, and she looks a lot better. I think they refined her quite a bit in terms of her appearance and stuff. She looks a lot better than she did in that leak, I must admit. And I like her. She looks like a great free character. Of course, there's a certain set of phases the way you get her, so I'm gonna come on to that in a second. But yeah, I really like her. She seems cool. Free 5-star. And something, it's a cool thing, and it leads to so many more possibilities with collaborations and event free characters as well. So I'm not gonna be fussy about it. I think it's great that we can get her, and hopefully you guys can get her too. And speaking of how you can get her, from version 1.1 2.1 1.1, I went back in time there. From version 2.1 to 2.2, you can get her on PS4 and PS5 for free, as easy as. You get the weapon as well, Predator, which is great as well. And of course, if you are on PC and mobile, you get it from version 2.2 to 2.3. So this the start of 2.3 or the end of 2.2. And that's when you get Alloy for free as well on PC. You don't get the weapon, however, but if you do want the weapon, unfortunately, which I think has a stat that only is applicable when you're on PS, unfortunately, so it's just for appearance on PC and mobile. But if you want the weapon as well, you would ideally have to create a new PSN and a new account on the PS4, switch over to PS4, get Alloy and Predator, and then cross save back over to the PC version, and then you're sorted. So it's a bit finicky if you're planning on getting it early on PC and mobile. You'd have to go through the entire process of switching over to PS4 and everything. But if you are on PS4 and want to use it on PC at a later point, you can as well. So that's completely fine. But yeah, overall, I'm okay with it. I think I'm liking the amount of content we have to do, the story, the new islands, the events. They're fantastic. My only concern is there's nothing celebratory feeling about this anniversary so far. I like the login bonus. I like that we're resetting the top up bonus, but there should be more, There should be campaign missions. There should be, festivity kind of, that festivity aura should be there. And it just doesn't feel like it. I don't know if they're waiting maybe for the 28th, whenever the game launched, of course. 28th September, that is. Obviously, the Chinese open beta was 20th or 21st, so I don't know how they'll handle that. But I was hoping for a little bit more festivity. I think it doesn't feel too much like an anniversary. It feels like yes, it feels more than a normal event, but it doesn't feel like an anniversary, which is, I think, my only concern. And I hope that maybe I'm wrong by the time the anniversary comes actually around. Maybe there's a little bit more campaigns on Twitter, more web events, more general in-game events as well. Like, say, maybe a login bonus, maybe like half stamina or half resin, I should say, half resin costs, or half the resin timer for a certain period, or something like that. I think even simple stuff like that makes it feel like an anniversary. So that's my only concern, I think, so far in regards to this update. But overall, I'm still very much excited for it. I really want to still thumb in and just see what else they have on offer in terms of the events and stuff. I'm still super excited about that stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about what do you guys think about the celebrations and the events and stuff like that, because I'm curious to see what you guys think about that. But yeah, hopefully your thoughts are just the same as mine, or I'm curious to see, are you guys excited about it or not? That's more so what I'm curious about. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. I will be doing the Phantom Flow event tomorrow. Unfortunately, time constraints and everything's just screwed up. I'll do day 1 and day 2 together tomorrow afternoon, or tomorrow morning for some of you guys. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a lovely rest of your evenings and afternoons. I will catch you guys later on. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.